day to play some Rocket League. We've got the last day of the European League play on our hands. Envy taking on Vitality. Envy looking to secure a top 6 finish. If they get the win here, they will be in the top 6 and get to play in the playoffs next week. Vitality just trying to see if they need this win so that they can have a top 2 finish. This win won't secure that for them, but they do need it. This is important for Vitality. Lots on the line for these teams.
Not as much pressure when you don't have to worry about a promotion tournament, but still enough pressure where you don't want to have to worry about performing in the playoffs because you know you've just already made your ticket to land. Some unique stuff that I saw in the stats. I think Pashy is a very particular player. He's #1 in assists, but he's last in goals per game and saves per game, which is really weird.
Just playing that setup role.
To be that like heavy-handed in one direction, something we don't see very often. Obviously, we know he's been performing. It's not like we can say Pashy's been off his game.
For sure.
But definitely a very specific role he's adapted.
And you heard them talking about on the desk as well. He's one of the highest in boost per game. The only team captain, it seems, that is higher than the rest of his team on boost per minute. He likes to be very full on the tank at all times. We will see how these teams play. Envy also a pretty boost-hungry team. All 3 of their players in the top 50% for boost per minute. Devo #1 right now in Europe. So boost will be a key factor to this game, a little bit more so than it is usually. Envy in the blue, Vitality in the orange. Freaky carrying out of his own corner past 2 players. Very Peak caught up in kind of a muck there, not going to be able to get out of his own half and get the transition. Devo puts it back into the corner. A pass infield. Here comes the shot from iignite, and it's good. iignite, fantastic stats on the day. 3.2 shots per game. He's been putting up #1 in Europe, and this one here is good.
And a lot of that play started with that back touch from Devo. Notice that first touch we saw in the replay that Pashy needed to do. It's because Devo had a very nice backwards angle touch towards the net to make it a threat, knowing that if a third man were to come follow it up, it would have absolutely been a goal. But it forced Pashy into a bad spot.
Very Peak will just barely shoot wide on the post. Vitality now trailing by 1. Envy looking for the win here. Remco over the top of 2. Ball rolling all the way down. Where was the goalie? He must have been out for boost. Freaky not going to be able to get that one through Devo. He puts it back into the corner again. It's very similar to the way they scored last time. Another shot from iignite. This one's just wide.
Something to notice about Envy as well is they're a very solo goal team. iignite right now top in percentage of his goals being solo goals. 42% of his goals are things that he can do all alone, which shows his skill, but that also means that his team isn't going to be passing nearly as frequently.
He's #1 in shots. The solo goals, and Very Peak nearly finding this one off the ground and putting it in. A drop from Pashy going towards the goal. Freaky going to try and get there first. Very Peak still in the corner, puts it back in again. iignite in this tough situation. There's too many Vitality defenders around him, but he's able to get it back out. Devo keeps it up at the midfield. Now Pashy towards Freaky, looking for the redirect. It goes over to the wall instead. Very Peak in to take a shot, but Devo gets a piece of it before being demolished.
I like the hit over to the corner as well. There's no point when you know there's a defender there that will just get a hard clear. So he just smacks it hard into the corner thinking that the follow-up would be a better option, and it indeed was. But at this time, it did not result in a goal.
Devo demolished again. Second time in his own half in about 30 seconds. So on the wall, Very Peak lurking at the midfield. Holds onto this, gets it past 1, but iignite's there. Onto the wall. Pashy airborne first, and he'll get it past Remco up to Very Peak. He'll look for Freaky in the midfield and try and take a shot. Can iignite get there? Oh, the shot was wide. iignite's touch will put it back out to midfield, and now the transition from Envy all the way back towards the goal. It's Very Peak with the stop. 2 players in the corner for Vitality. Freaky moving into the corner, and he'll get that one away. He moved into goal. Defense will hold on here for Vitality, still trailing by 1 as we approach halftime here in game #1. Freaky up to Very Peak. Shot goes good. Top upper just right on the bar. It's dead center of the goal. It's a tie game.
This hit from Devo had no follow-up from his team. iignite tried his best to chase that down from the wrong side of the pitch. The moment he noticed that wouldn't go answered, he knew he had to try and do something for it. So he attempted to chase that down, but that passing play left that Envy defender in a situation of just hope and pray.
Right here at halftime, all tied up. And it's been the pass plays that have defined game #1. Remco and iignite moving downfield. Pashy to engage it. Devo to the wall. Unchallenged is Freaky. Able to send it towards Pashy. Remco stops it in the box, and Very Peak just has a clean up. The ball's killed right there in front of the goal, and Very Peak just has to get the shot placement.
I hope not to see this kind of defensive mistakes from Envy for the rest of the day. iignite and Remco both going for it, neither with a good touch, both coming from the wrong side. Remco's ideal touch would have obviously been trying to put that towards the corner, letting it hug along his backboard, hug along the back wall so that it wouldn't have any angle. But neither of them really had a good touch for it. So they, at that point, would have wanted to work together. One touch followed by another.
Freaky shot towards net, defended by Remco. Fairy Peak onto the corner. Pashy up. Remco gets it past him. Ball's at midfield. Fairy Peak opting for the back pass. Now Ignite across. Remco's airborne. Puts it onto the backboard. Devo's up again. Freaky has to just pop it high, just trying to buy time. Eliminate a follow-up shot, but Ignite prowling. Send it towards the goal. Now Remco back in. Ignite bumped in the Vitality corner. He'll pick up their boost, though, as they move out. Now Remco, what a dunk over the top of Fairy Peak. The ball will roll into the orange corner. Pashy's the first one there. Remco again, the boost steal in the corner. Ignite airborne, onto the backboard one more time. Pashy plays to the corner, Remco's there. Two players commit. Remco gets it past him, Freaky now up. He gets a great clear down the field. Devo has to engage it at midfield. Now Fairy Peak holding on the ball control by himself. Possible looking for the pass to Freaky. Blocked by Ignite in the corner. He'll prioritize the boost. The ball will stay in the corner. Now Remco moving in. He'll pick this one up, dribble it out. Just one player in the back here. Can he get it past him? No. Freaky sends it to the side, but the follow from Ignite airborne onto the backboard. Devo's still back in his own half. There will be no follow-up there for Envy. 48 seconds left, still trailing by one. Here comes Remco onto the net. Fairy Peak over to the side. The pressure starting to build for Envy. So they're getting ball control time and time again here in the midfield.
They're trying to. And Devo dropping very far back, and that's probably going to be a result of the fact that there's no boost in midfield, because as you said, both of these teams very heavy on boost usage. And we know that it's pretty much the only and primary resource of Rocket League, so people generally fight for it. But with a team that's going to be this, with teams that are going to be this fast-paced, constantly struggling for boost, you'll see a lot more dropping back to try and get those corners.
Oh, Devo, a miss on the wall. Remco rotates in quickly, and Devo looking for bumps. He's able to create some confusion, and the clears aren't the best, but it's still enough to get it back out. And after what felt like a whole minute of perpetual offense from Envy, they're back in their own corner with the final countdown. They need this one goal, and Freaky will take it away, puts it over two. It'll touch the ground. Vitality clean it up there at the end and get the win.
Defense is something that we see out of almost all Europe. They're okay with playing defense. They're comfortable getting the saves. But even you saw there, Team Envy, quite a lot of double commits. They had to deal with 8 shots from Vitality. They had to get four saves in their favor, which means at least some of them either didn't register as saves or were just a little bit off target. Accuracy is always going to plague teams in game one of the day. Mostly of the day. I feel like that's when I see some of the weakest shots out of teams, because it's not just the first game of the series, but it's like of the day. Everyone's a little bit cold. They're not totally warmed up. I'm sure they were doing scrims, practices through ranked, whatever they were doing, but it is very tough to just come out strong and have just beaming accuracy.
Yeah, and Vitality able to kind of keep Envy a bit quiet. The #1 shooter in Europe here, Ignite, held just to 2 shots. One of them was good. They started off great. That infield pass was exactly what they needed. But then on the other end of the field, Vitality is able to make it work, able to find the offense, and able to take advantage of one defensive mistake. And that final minute of the game where it felt like Envy had entire midfield control and was just pushing the ball back into the Vitality half. Didn't matter because the defensive Vitality was able to hold.
And we know how good Vitality can be on defense whenever they need to be. And Pashy doesn't even need to be there for it. The fact that he has the least saves right now in his region as an individual means his 2 teammates can pick up the pace whenever he needs to, and he's all about assists. Not even about just direct passes, because he actually, Freaky has more passes to players per game than Pashy does. So it's actually really interesting to know and try and look at Pashy's positioning, what makes him such a strong player, if the stats don't particularly reflect it, but we obviously know that he still has a big impact.
No, Ignite down the middle. Fairy Peak will play it away. Ignite tried to take advantage of an open defense. Looks for the bump on Freaky, but not going to find it. Now Devo in the corner, looking for Pashy. Similar to the end of game 1, the end of game 2 will start with initial pressure from Envy. Now Freaky on the counterattack over the top of Remco. Ignite puts it back into the corner, but Pashy's there. Grabbing it in front of the goal. Devo's going to try and get there in time. Maybe a little bit zoned out by Remco here, and it's going to be Fairy Peak cleaning up the goal.
And there it is, Pashy giving himself another assist, shoving it right through 2 Envy defenders who dedicated for the corner. Another double commit from Envy, although one was on the retreat, so Devo just kind of found himself there in that play, even if he didn't want to be. But you saw 2 in the corner, 1 in net.
Devo still had some momentum. Remco had really slowed down, so maybe he thought he had the best chance of getting to that. Now look at this setup here from Envy. Devo's actually going to get the win and then look to try and bump Fairy Peak. Ignite. Get past the front line, past the second line as well. Freaky on the goal is not going to make contact. Very big in the corner. Devo killing the ball. Remco moving in to try and keep it competitive. Now very big infield pass to Pashy. Move down onto the backboard. Pashy puts it back in the midfield again. Very big now into the corner. Remco with ball control now all the way into the orange. Freaky gets it back. Constant counter clears from the teams, alternating contact. Devo able to block out very big shot. Pashy keeping it in the corner. Freaky lofting this one in front of the box. Devo's following this one. Able to get it past Fairy Peak, pick up midfield boost, try to move out on offense.
One of the crippling things of using your boost sometimes, which we know that NV are definitely heavy boost users, even though it's really hard to say because I think everybody that plays this game at a high level is a pretty heavy boost user.
Oh, Ignite finding the angle and it goes in. What a beautiful shot from the corner, just catching the Vitality defense off guard.
Remco and Devo going for the challenge. Well, Remco was going for the challenge, but he was following that. Devo going for that challenge and another double commit. Both of these teams really, when you think they'd be really comfortable on defenses, I think generally European region is because they, I think on average, have more saves per game than their opponents in the North American region. So they're usually confident on defense, but we've seen a lot of double commits from both of these teams.
Both game 1 and 2. Find ourselves at a tie game of 1 goal apiece. Great clear there from Ignite out to Remco. One for the counterattack here, but he's got to find an angle. He's got to find a shooter. There's Devo. No, it's Ignite, but he misses the ball in the midfield and will not be able to get the goal on the open net. It's going to be a tight angle, a fast play there from Envy. Just barely don't connect. This one now in a dangerous position. We get Remco into the corner.
He wants to try and chase it out. And again, his team needing to be very wary when it's only 2 of them. They really need to communicate. This goes for both sides. I've seen them both commit 2, sometimes, or I think once even 3, and there's going to be a beautiful shot from Remco.
Freaky gets the stop. Ignite now. Remco gets demolished in the corner. You know, Devo will be moving up, try and get it back to Ignite here. Another shot from the corner once more. Very big with a clear downfield. Very big dropping to Freaky, a great pass. Gets 2 defenders out. Very big with a follow-up as well, getting it past the last defender. Brilliant offensive pressure here that draws mistakes out of the defense.
At this point, it's just speed and reaction time. Look at how fast Very Peak had to get up for that. Pinched it right into the ceiling, smacking it right back down. I'm actually surprised he could get up as fast as he did, but we know how great a distractor he can be, and now his team will be 1 goal up.
2 minutes left to go. Vitality looking to take a 2-game lead after taking the win in game 1. That pitch with massive amount of speed on it. Going to the backboard. Freaky's got the read over towards his team captain. Pashy misses on the wall, but Freaky gets it through Remco. Now Devo, back to Remco. We've got Ignite in the middle. No contact made in the corner. Fairy Peak picks it up, gives it to Freaky. Flicks it high for Pashy. Now back up to Fairy Peak. Drop towards the net. It'll be Ignite and Remco in the goal. The ball making it past everybody in the corner. Fairy Peak back passing right now to nobody. We'll just play it onto his own backboard. Ignite moving up to try and pressure this. Envy looks to take advantage. There being no back line. Remco now on the backboard. Pashy doesn't make contact. Fairy Peak takes it away from Ignite. Pashy will be able to pick it up off the wall. But Devo's touch, getting the second one there was critical as it was going to fall down straight into Fairy Peak's hands.
I like the challenges of both of these teams when they're choosing to go for it.
Oh, that was close.
Freaky nearly put that in.
Look at Fairy Peak finding Freaky there. Remco going to follow this one. Fairy Peak's got that just good. 2-goal lead now for Vitality with crazy pressure here.
Ignite having no boost here. Remco needing to be the one to try and save the day, but he missed right and it came so far off that backboard. That's when you usually want to have somebody on the backboard, maybe somebody coming up closer from underneath. But since his teammate had no boost, probably made the call, Remco felt like, oh, I have to make this now. And once that whip happened, Fairy Peak was able to seal the deal.
All the pinch out. Ignite to try and put it in. Go up the wall and Remco back down towards Ignite again. They've kept the rookie quiet here. Vitality's just been able to block all the passing lanes, block all the shots. Ignite now with another one. This one off the post and a block from Pashy in the clear from Freaky. Remco was right there. The defense, though, will hold strong for Vitality on what was the best offensive play of the game here for Envy. With 30 seconds remaining, down by 2, they need to score right now if they want to be able to equalize. Ball in their own corner, not the right place. Devo gets it past one. Ignite moving up, trying to be aggressive, but Freaky lofts it. Remco's there. He's got enough boost. He can follow this one, drops it down, but Fairy Peak's there, and Ignite not going to be able to make the play with 8 seconds left. The 2-goal dream is not going to happen here as the Vitality midfield continues to hold. 2 games in a row now for Vitality, 1 away from the sweep of Envy.
When you watch it, how these teams are playing right now, you've got Team Envy coming into this pretty much solo strikers. They're trying to control the ball, trying to win the 50-50s, trying to push through, and eventually just get the shot on their own. They will pass it when obviously they can and when they need to, when they see the opening, but overall they're just trying to overwhelm you. But when you look at Vitality, Pashy right now literally giving himself the role of the assist. Not even just passing, literally just the assist. He will make the goal open for you. He will push it through. He'll be the last one to win that 50-50. He'll be the one to finally open it up for his team. And it's pretty similar playstyles in general. You don't see a lot of midfield passing right now. No one's really cutting it to the inside. Not a lot of redirects, not a lot of cherry picking. No one's really cheating up a little bit here and there. But we saw a couple of chances where if someone was cherry picking even by, I don't know, a quarter of the field more, would have been a goal, but they had to chase it down. So is that because they're more comfortable on defense? Are they too scared to overcommit because they know they can get overwhelmed? Or maybe they're not comfortable because we've seen enough double commits on defense.
Well, and Envy being a team that has traditionally been pretty strong on the defense. You talked about how strong the defenses are in Europe. They're #1 in goals against per game, limiting their opponents to 1.65. But both games here we've seen RENAULT Vitality be able to get the victory with more than 1 goal, 2 goals and 3 goals here. So they're continuously scoring on this team that's been really strong on the defense. And right now, Envy's needing to tighten up their offense. They have to find a way to score more if they want to be able to get a win off of Vitality.
They can get 1 or 2 good volleys, but it rarely seems like they're able to continuously get pressured shots on net, even when they have control and they're in the half of Vitality for an extended period of time. Maybe like 2 or 3 shots come out of that. Maybe one of those was a serious threat.
Envy, like you said, the siege has been there. They just have not been able to properly dismantle the defense. Counterattack. Looking to turn it into a siege. Devo can try and find Remco. The ball drops onto his hood. He'll look to turn this one in, but Fairy Peak's there, got the read. Ignite on the rotation, has to clean it up. Good midfield pressure. Be Remco on the wall. Follows, gets it past one. Now Pashy with the loft. Freaky in the midfield. Devo with a read. Now being able to follow it along. Fairy Peak puts it up on the wall, and Remco to try and get it through. Fairy Peak gets it through still. Remco had so much time to choose his placement.
The tackles from Vitality, very strong right now.
A Batmobile, making things difficult. Remco now up. The zone on the goalie, not going to be enough as Fairy Peak gets in the air. Ignite back to Remco, looking for the shot. Freaky's got the block. Now Devo in, onto the backboard. No one positioned on the backboard. Devo gets it back off. He could not put it in. The ball just in the middle for Remco. Freaky's still there. What a read, just flipping into it, just hoping to block the shot, and it comes up good.
Too many times it feels like Envy are just half a second short of reacting quick enough to get there to support a teammate. Are they dropping too far back for a boost? Is that what it is? Or maybe they just feel like they need to spread out a bit more because of the way that Vitality can clear the ball.
Clever back pass that turns into a transition. Vitality looking to take a shot. But now back down the field from Envy. Fairy Peak over on the wall, holding on to it. He's got Pashy in the middle, looking to make the pass. Plays it down to him, but blocked at the shot by Ignite. Now looking to transition out. It's Devo at the midfield, across into the orange. Pashy picks up boost in his own corner, able to play the ball out. He's got 2 Envy players on top of him. Devo pitches it back to the corner. Freaky sits in goal. Devo and Fairy Peak there on the wall. Remco now moving in, so you can try and find Ignite, who's just lurking around in the middle. Moves to the side, Freaky now. All the way into the blue corner. Remco in net as Devo gets it over the top of Freaky. Fairy Peak's there though. Freaky causing chaos in the goal. Ball lofted right in front. Pashy puts it near the backboard again, falling along, just hoping it'll drop, but Ignite's able to get it away. And now back to midfield. Transition from Envy. Here at halftime, still scoreless in game number 3.
Oh, that touch was huge for them. Had that been a hard clear, oh, I love that drop back from Remco as well. Now trying to work with this team, realizing how difficult it is to try and push through Vitality when they have control.
Oh, Freaky with a mistake that gives the ball to Ignite. Can he get it through Pashy? No, the kill there. Devo has to come in and help him out, and they'll put it into the orange corner. Fairy Peak set up in net. It's Freaky and Pashy with a lot of space given by Envy as Remco and Ignite hung back. Ignite will flick it over the top of one, sends it towards the goal. It's now in the orange corner, and he's looked to set up to Remco. Fairy Peak Back down the field. Ball mid. Patchy with a shot. It's a bit high. Remco on the rebound. Gets it a bit away.
I almost feel like Envy a bit too patient and a bit too willing to drop back and give up that field possession. They're going all the way back into their half, into their quarter of the field, and letting Vitality come to them and trying to push it through. And I just don't know if it's going to be the best risk right now.
Surprising. They haven't really, if I remember correctly, they haven't really been hurt by a breakaway or a quick counterattack yet, which is usually when you see teams being more defensive.
Yeah. But I feel like they're almost anticipating it because you can see how hard the clears are for Vitality. They can't clear from one side to the other.
Puts it onto the backboard. Remco's there. Got a large opening on the net to shoot at. Chose to go for the pass instead. Now Pashy lofting for Fairy Peak. Freaky's in the middle looking for the rebound. Doesn't need it. Fairy Peak able to place it past 2 defenders. Vitality's got the goal they need.
Look at this pass from Pashy. Again, another assist in his name. If there's one thing the dude has definitely made himself the staple of, it is making plays for his teammates. I find it unbelievable that he has one stat that is so high and the rest of his stats are so low. He has seriously identified the type of player that he is.
And just playing the setup man. This has become common for the third men here in Rocket League in Season 5. Number 1 in Europe in assists. Flag Knight looking for Remco. Envy. Forced with the task of reverse sweeping at this point. They have to find a way to get the lead here in Game 3 as well. It's Vitality. It's been 1-goal games. Games 1 and now in 3. Can they make it 2? No. Pashy gets blocked. You heard Lawler talking about on the desk. Vitality. Kings of the 1-goal games. 30 seconds remaining. Ball in MB territory. Their own corner. Remco gets it past 1.
Again, Envy needing to chase, though. No one cherry picking, so they're both behind the ball.
And you saw Freaky. He just clears it into the corner and immediately falls back. Fairy Peak sitting in front of the box, just trying to bump any Envy players, just make this very confusing. Finally, they'll be able to break out. They should commit all 3 men here with 6 seconds left. The ball's right there. I tries to take the shot, but blocked at the point of contact. Remco puts it back around, and it'll be put onto the ground. No, Devo keeps it alive. Onto the backboard by himself, though. His teammates had fallen back for boost, and that's it. That's the game. Vitality with the sweep over Envy.